The Infinite Game by Simon Sinek. Key insights. When you look at how well a company is doing, you tend to look at stock prices. That's because the media is swarming with men in ties telling people when they should buy and when they should sell. But that whole buy and sell charade really just concerns the people who are trying to make money. It doesn't really benefit the company itself. According to Simon Sinek in his book, The Infinite Game, the CEO of a company must not get too caught up in stocks. They shouldn't be focused on the stockholders. They should be focused on the company's best interests. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. Simon Sinek. They need to keep their eyes on the prize, create innovative products and ideas, and work to make their company the best it can be, rather than trying to appease the crowd of stockholders. In his book, Sinek gives great insight into how companies can get back to long-term thinking and how they can stay afloat in a market that is so up and down. Key points. An infinite mindset. There's a difference between a finite game and an infinite game. A finite game is like a game of basketball. When the two teams begin the game, they know the rules and know what they have to do in order to win. They have to score more points than the other team. But business is an infinite game. And CEOs must understand that. It's an infinite game because in business, there are no rules. Innovative companies are trying new strategies and tactics every single day. The goal of the business game is to stay in the game as long as possible. So, really, the game could go on forever if your company knows how to play. Finite players play to beat the people around them. Infinite players play to be better than themselves. Simon Sinek. Profit and revenue are not the only telltale signs that a business is winning. High profits don't mean anything if a company cannot beat unexpected obstacles. This is why CEOs should raise a business to adapt to ever-changing external circumstances. These adaptive businesses are made to last rather than just win the money-making game. Tunnel vision can occur when a CEO is focused on short-term goals, such as an increase in profits in the next quarter. But really, what these CEOs should be focusing on is creating innovative new products that will appeal to the masses and last. They should be putting their creative energy toward the product they are putting out for the customer, rather than focusing on the money. If they focus on their product, the money will come. In the early 2000s, Microsoft made the mistake of trying to compete with Apple. They copied what Apple was doing instead of creating new products. Apple still got an innovative reputation, and Microsoft slowly began to die. The 5 keys. There are 5 keys that make up the infinite mindset. 1. Advance a just cause. 2. Building teams. 3. Study your worthy rivals. 4. Prepare for existential flexibility. And 5. Demonstrate the courage to lead. A just cause is what you, the company, and your employees are all working toward. It is the indestructible end goal. And it must be presented as inspirational so that everyone will work efficiently with great purpose. This cause must be dynamic and idealistic. And you need to make sure it represents your company well. You cannot have a just cause that is based on a flimsy mission statement that suggests that your company's only aim is to be the best. That is not solid enough to withstand unforeseen circumstances. Most company mission statements talk about the internal workings of a company first, such as the company Garmin's that said, "We will be the global leader in every market." Then most companies, like Garmin, will make a mention to the consumer last. Our products will be sought after for their compelling design, superior quality, and best value. The idea of putting the customer last is a big no-no. And Garmin suffered for that, losing 2/3 of its value in the last 11 years. The original vision of capitalism. When thinking about your just cause, you must ask yourself, are my customers the most important part of my business? A famous book written by Adam Smith in the mid-18th century laid the foundation for capitalism. It was called The Wealth of Nations. Smith noted that the customer should be number one in the thoughts of the company, and that the company's interest should come second. Smith's idea about the customer coming first was number one in the philosophy of business until the mid-20th century, when Milton Friedman shifted the target from the consumer to the shareholder. This idea propelled in the 80s and 90s, and because of that, businesses became obsessed with short-term goal earning, rather than the company's best interest. Wall Street became the determinant of how successful a particular business was. Many businesses started cutting down on employees in development, marketing, operations, etc., in order to gain more profits, rather than run a business properly. But Sinek argues that Smith's original idea was right all along. We should be paying attention to the customer and company rather than the shareholders. Over the most recent years, Americans taking part in the stock market is at an all-time low. But CEOs are getting richer with a huge increase in revenue. A whopping 950% increase. However, employees working in these companies have not had much of an increase, a sad 11%, compared to the high rise of the CEO's earnings. These numbers are dangerous and could lead to a huge economic crash. A strong leader. As we said, CEOs should not focus on short-term earnings. What they should be focusing on is long-term goals and the people who are helping to make the company's goals a reality. The main purpose of the Just Cause is to draw people in, make them envision the company's future success, and become inspired to help with it. Your message needs to be honest, and the people who do come on board to help your company succeed should be appreciated and shown gratitude. Doing that will ensure that they will stick around. Despite the fact that companies are playing in a game that cannot be won, too many business leaders keep playing as if they can. Sinek. By treating employees with respect, they will be more motivated in product and your company will gain revenue. The leader is responsible for tracking an employee's morale, which is not as easily tracked as profits and revenue. Apple made a bold move in their company to treat their retail employees the same as their corporate employees. What this meant is that they were given the same benefits. This made it so that employees stayed with the company longer because they understood they were valued and were treated with respect. Create a culture of trust. When companies start to focus on just the money sign, a lot of times their company's ethics are compromised. Sneaky business plays are often relied on, and because of this, the longevity of the company is affected. If employees feel that they are working in a company that is untrustworthy, they will feel it is okay to act that way as well. Or, if they see someone else acting in a wrong way, they will not feel comfortable enough to say anything about it to the higher-ups. In 2006, Ford hired a new CEO named Alan Mulally. When he began his term, he discovered that the older CEO who he replaced had a habit of firing employees that delivered bad news to him. Leadership is not about being in charge. Leadership is about taking care of those in your charge. Sinek. Mulally knew that this needed to be fixed or bad behavior would get ignored and things would just get worse. His course of action was to plan weekend business meetings where employees were actually encouraged to bring bad news with them to share. This made the employees feel comfortable with sharing what was really going on rather than sugarcoating everything. This is an example of key point number 2. Building a trusting team. In order to have a true trusting team, the company's values and behaviors have to adhere to the people and not to the profit. Worthy rivals. It's important to be motivated by worthy rivals. For example, if you're a mid-level chess player and you're playing with someone who's at a higher rank than you, you will be motivated to play your best and stay focused. This challenge brings out the best in your performance. Another example from Mulally's takeover of Ford is when he pressured his senior management employees to start driving rival vehicles in order to find out what consumers enjoyed about them. He used this information to improve upon the product for the people. Leadership is an education, and the best leaders think of themselves as students, not the teachers. Sinek. Mulally understood that learning from his rivals was beneficial to the company's well-being. He performed an existential flex, which is a self-prescribed change of course for a company. Courage and bold decisions. A just cause should adhere to a purpose that is more than just money and numbers. It should direct the people to perform the right tasks to follow out the just cause at the company's best interest. But the leader must have the courage to fulfill the just cause and to lead the company to success. Having the courage to lead shows that a leader is committed to the company's just cause. If a leader shows courage, employees will follow. But having courage isn't easy for every leader. A huge problem with hiring up from within a company is that a lot of people were not meant to lead as a CEO. People who were formerly CFOs, handling bank accounts and financial business, do not have the skill set to be a CEO. Or perhaps they do, but it is untapped. The CEO is responsible for being the visionary of the company, or the voice of the company's just cause. In 2014, CVS made a drastic decision to stop selling cigarettes, even though they knew that it would affect them financially. However, courageously did this to adhere to their mission statement or just cause, which stated they were built on helping people on their path to better health. Though in the short term, CVS suffered financially, in the long term, they doubled their sales because they stuck to their ethics. Funny enough, when CVS stopped selling cigarettes, the sales of nicotine patches and gum increased, and they began gaining more health-aware clients. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. Sinek. When you have the courage to lead, you are completing the infinite business game circle, which starts at the just cause. And after hitting all 5 key points in the game, your end result is a long-term success. The main takeaway. Business is an infinite game. There are no rules. The goal is to stay in it as long as you can. By following the 5 key steps, starting with a strong just cause, you can ensure long-term success for your business.
Hi, I'm Rhonda, and this is an exclusive audiobook video recorded for the Audiobook Master Channel. Enjoy your audiobook and have fun learning. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button so you'll get updated on our next upload. If you liked the video, give us a thumbs up and say your thoughts about the book we just covered. Do you want to listen to a summary or review of a book that we haven't covered in the past? Say it in the comments below or send us a message. Don't forget to check our other uploads. Enjoy listening!